Little House on the Prairie won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you a very special episode of The Gen X Files. Welcome to The Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today's show is all about
Back to the Future Part 2. Or, as I like to call it, Back to the Future Junior.
Back to the Future Light.
Which is not at all, actually. It's the complete opposite of that. It is so complicated.
It is so complicated. Now, look. We saw this movie at different times in our lives.
We did.
And I was a film school snoot.
Yeah, yep.
And
I was 10.
And you were a little snooty 10-year-old.
I was like, what is this garbage?
What is these time travel paradoxes? This is ridiculous. I'm writing a letter to Bob Gale.
They should really show more Jennifer.
Yes, exactly. Jesus. I can't wait to get into that.
Yeah.
But when I loved, like everybody, the first movie.
It was.
Listen to last week's show if you haven't heard it. Listen to it.
You should listen
in
to
order.
it. Yeah. Stop what you're doing right now and listen to the first episode.
Go back in time.
Gotta
go back in time.
Yeah.
Lots of energy today.
Lord.
I love the movie so much, and it was such a perfect movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, anything they're going to do is going to be less. It's just you can't replicate that.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back is an enigma for a reason.
Yeah. Well, but it was also planned.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Lethal Weapon 2, again, a sequel that surpassed the first, in my opinion.
Right.
But it didn't have a lot to overcome, you know? I mean,
No.
Lethal Weapon 1 is an amazing movie.
Right.
But 2 is better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And Empire Strikes Back is a great movie. I mean, I'm not saying that Star Wars is bad or anything, but those lend themselves more to sequels than this. And of course, they set themselves up with, doing that last joke at the end.
Yeah. Which shot themselves in the foot, but yes.
Totally shot themselves in the foot.
But they weren't planning on doing a sequel.
No.
So, I mean, it didn't, but again, this goes back to Hollywood. Hollywood demanded it and wanted it, and, and it made a ton of money.
Well, it did. But the thing about Hollywood, Johnny Hollywood, makes these decisions.
Johnny Hollywood.
is they don't give an F, man, because they had so much stacked against them for this. They, had to ham-fist some way of bringing Jennifer in.
Yeah.
They lost Crispin Glover. They didn't have Bob Zemeckis to be a part of the screenwriting process.
Yeah.
Because he was working on Roger Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
So there were so many pitfalls that they had to try to overcome. And I will say, I enjoyed watching this movie this time more than I ever have.
Yeah.
And I love the third act of this movie.
Yes.
I think the part that I don't really like is the future.
Yeah, which is ironic.
It is.
That's part of the reason why I loved it so much when I was young, because it was such an interesting depiction of the future.
Yes.
And, obviously like hoverboards, but flying cars and it just seemed so normal.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this could be plausible.
Yeah.
Of what the world, because but otherwise, and we'll talk about it more later, but like most of the future worlds were very dystopian and depressing.
Right.
And it was like, oh, it was just like, this could actually be a thing.
Well, I think the problem, it's not the concept of the future, because I really did like that.
Yeah.
I liked the Jaws hologram, Jaws 27, the little Easter egg jokes were really funny. I liked the different depiction of a more sunny. Yeah. But it also was it was almost like a disco version of Roadrunner or something, because Roadrunner, a disco version of Road Warrior or something.
Yeah.
Because of the like what Biff was wearing and the baseball bat and all that.
Yeah, it was weird.
The chains and the
I was fully expecting if they had stayed another 2 days, then there would have been like a nuclear bomb and it would have been Fallout.
Right. But like the self-tying shoes and the jacket, totally cool.
That stuff was rad.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, how many parents today would love to have clothes that you could adjust?
Yeah.
You would be saving thousands of dollars.
Yes.
But the problem with me, the main problems, I think, were the horrible misogyny when it comes to Jennifer.
Yeah.
And look, man, that is the laziest.
Laziest
solution to that problem is let's drug her and lay her in an alley.
Well, technically, yes. They also did it again, just in case you weren't pissed off enough the first time.
I mean, it's like you don't give her the Bill Cosby special over and over again, and
Well, and then the second time, they literally left the time period.
Yeah.
And they were just like, she'll be fine.
Yeah, just left her on the. At least at one point, Michael J. Fox was like, I don't know, Doc. She's okay. Oh, it's fine, honey. Who cares?
Yeah.
She's just a woman.
The world will change around her. Yeah.
That.
It was. But we'll talk about that.
Right. So that bothered me, and also, I did not like Griff. I thought Griff was so over the top and
so disappointing.
And look, man, I love Thomas Wilson.
Yeah.
His performance in the first movie is perfect, and his other performances in this movie.
Yeah.
And look.
Oh yeah.
I put this on the director.
Yeah.
I think he was like, we got to make him like, even bigger than
and dumber
than Biff.
Yeah.
And and I get it, but it was too much.
It was so two-dimensional.
Yeah.
And I mean he served a purpose, and that was it. And it brought the movie down.
It did. And luckily they don't spend too much time there.
Yeah.
They get out before it overstays their welcome. But I the thing that I do love about this movie, and is so Bob Zemeckis, is the whole walking through the first movie.
Yeah.
Being a participant in the first movie. All of there's something, I don't know what it is about me, but I love like seeing crap from other angles and
revisiting things.
Yes. I don't know what it is. It's just a weird thing.
Agreed. And in fact, I think it was this movie that made me love that so much.
Maybe me too.
Yeah,
who knows?
like it was just the idea of being able to see events that you know and love in a different way.
It was also the first time that we got to see it seamlessly.
Yeah.
Because, we'll get into it with ILM and stuff, but they really were able to. I mean, this was before the Clumps, right? Before Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
So this was kind
way
of
before.
the beginning of that. This
was, I'm pretty sure this was the first time that this kind of motion control camera was used.
Yeah, and and Fox playing multiple characters.
Yeah.
And, I think one too many. I don't think he needed to play Merlene or whatever.
Melora or Marlene?
I think it's Marlene,
I think you're right. I don't know. She's in one scene.
She's in two!
And it was, whatever. But I mean, it was so unnecessary.
We didn't need.
Unless, were they supposed to be twins?
I don't know, dude. And also, I've never met a child that looks 100% exactly like one parent.
Yeah.
And I get it.
I've seen photos of people like that, close enough, but like, yeah.
Actually, my mom.
The funny thing is, I feel like he played Marlene better than he played Marty Jr.
Marty Jr. was just just kind of
super dumb.
He was playing Marty Jr. kind of like a Timu version of George McFly. From the original film, the 50s version. It's complicated, man. I think this is ultimately a successful movie. I think we'll know for sure next week because I haven't seen the third one in
It's
forever.
been a while. Yeah.
And we'll see if it's a successful trilogy. I don't think this movie was necessary, but I don't necessarily think it was bad.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, I would have been happy with just the one movie, and to be honest, I think Bob Gale and Bob Zemeckis probably would have been too.
Yeah.
Especially with Zemeckis, he was starting to get really busy and could pretty much pick and choose projects he wanted. And
also, Zemeckis doesn't seem like a guy who likes to revisit stuff. Like he likes to try something, conquer it, and move on to something else.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't done a ton of sequels, has he?
I don't. To be honest, besides these, I don't think he's done any.
Yeah, because I always get he and.
Steven Spielberg?
Yes. No, the Gremlins guy.
Joe Dante.
Joe Dante. I get them mixed up a lot because they're very similar.
Joe Dante is much deeper into horror than
sequels. Hey, we're getting to Gremlins 3.
Hey, yay! Yeah, unfortunately, it's being directed by Chris Columbus. So,
well, some movies
I know.
Like, you've come around on it.
Yeah, I still am cautious.
Well, this isn't about Chris Columbus.
No, it isn't.
This is about Back to the Future 2. So let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. Take yourself back to 1989.
Oh, yeah.
November 9th, a news conference broadcast live across East Germany announces the opening of the Berlin Wall.
It's funny, when I read that, I thought it said the opening of the Berlin Mall.
Yep, it was a mall. They stuck it on top of the wall and said, please come shop.
Yeah. Come get something at the Gap.
A week later.
Das Gap.
Das Gap. A week later, on November 16th, Michael Jackson makes a surprise appearance on the Arsenio Hall show during Hall's interview with Eddie Murphy.
Weird.
Yeah. Don't know why.
I don't either. Were they friends?
I don't know. I don't know. It just was weird. I should find that clip and see what that was all about. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
or something,
I'd like to see that too.
Yeah.
Well, I know Arsenio and Eddie were really good friends.
Oh yeah. I mean, they did a couple movies together. I mean, they were close.
I think they came up stand-up wise together too.
I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, I'm sure they probably wanted to get to know Michael Jackson. He
Sure.
was the biggest pop star of all time at that time.
he was the biggest entertainer.
Yeah,
in the world,
entertainer.
I think,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I would, yeah.
That probably
I mean,
drove Eddie Murphy crazy.
Thriller was huge.
Oh my God,
huge.
Well, not just Thriller, but I was gonna say Moonraker, but whatever that Moonwalker.
Yeah,
and the
sequel,
Disneyland
Moonraker
ride.
2, Moonwalker.
Yes.
November. Oh, Captain EO. That's what the other one was. Yeah. Sorry, it just popped in my head all of a sudden. November 17th, the Galaxy of Electronic Games show, produced by Pinnacle Productions, opens at the San Jose Convention Center. The show features a display of more than 300 computer and video games and a 2,500 square foot area of arcade games.
Rad.
Yeah,
I would love that.
That'd be fun to do.
Yeah, man.
November 22nd, Back to the Future Part 2 is released in theaters.
Marty, she's gonna be fine, Marty. It's just an alley, Marty. Doc, there's a lot of crime going on here. Don't worry about it, Marty.
Neither of them thought that. Yeah, plot holes.
Well, not just plot holes, but misogynistic plot holes. Let's be honest.
I know. After the success of Back to the Future, the studios almost immediately demanded a sequel.
We demand a sequel. We demand it.
It was the #1 grossing movie of the year, and they needed something. Zemeckis and Gale would only agree to do a sequel if Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd agreed to star.
Yes.
Both signed on fairly quickly, so a sequel was a go. Almost immediately after sitting down to start mapping out a story, Zemeckis and Gale realized that having Jennifer get in the car with Marty and Doc at the end of the first movie locked them into explaining why they both had to travel to the future.
Yeah.
When making the first movie, they added that tag with Doc coming back from the future as a final gag of the movie, not even thinking about a sequel. Zemeckis was against the idea of going to the future, as movies always get it wrong, but they had to continue the story from the end of the first movie.
Great instinct.
But here's the thing. I don't agree that they had to finish the story from the first movie. I think they easily could have just been like a year later.
Yes.
And like just that story was already told and have somebody else do it.
Yes.
Why they didn't think of that, I don't know.
Hey, man.
Then they could have done anything. It didn't matter.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3, it's just one movie.
I mean, it's funny because watching this one again, part of me wants to sit down and watch them all back to back.
Yeah.
To back.
Yeah.
So, because we were talking about it, and it's like, he spends a week in 1955, and then he comes back, and everything in the second movie happens in one day.
One day. Yeah. Which makes it ridiculous that he doesn't remember shit.
I know. I don't know where he is. I don't know where, Crispin, where George could be. I don't know where Biff could be.
Well, where was he yesterday, Marty? Where was he 12 hours ago?
Well, yesterday, I was 30 years in the future. And then 60 years in the future, and then 30 years in the past, and then in an alternate world.
Well, who knows? Maybe jumping back and forth to the future messes with your memory and your mind.
Brain. I don't
It could.
know.
I mean,
he's 17. He should be fine.
Well, he should be remembering that stuff.
He should. Due to the success of Romancing the Stone and Back to the Future, Zemeckis was approved by Disney to helm Who Framed Roger Rabbit, produced by Steven Spielberg.
I love that movie so much.
We will cover this at some point next year.
Yeah.
Such a good movie, and it has an amazing story, making-up story.
Oh, yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit ate up the better part of 3 years of Zemeckis' career, so he wasn't available to help write Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3, as it turned out.
And it suffered.
Yeah. The third act of Part 2 was originally going to have Marty and Doc go back to 1967 when his father was a professor at Berkeley and his mother was a flower child protesting the Vietnam War.
I dig it, baby.
I think it'd be fun. Problem was, given that both his parents would be a little old to be hippies and the idea of the time paradoxes that run throughout the film being more interesting, they decided to go back to 1955 and revisit the events of the original film.
Which I think is the better.
Ultimately better choice. Yeah.
Because it brings everything down into like a very neat package.
It ties it so well with the first movie. Yeah. Gale wanted to push the jokes from the first movie further, hence the somewhat silly nature of Part 2. If Zemeckis had more time, some of the silliness might have been toned down.
Yeah.
With Marty being an almost pristine hero in the first film, they wanted to give him a character flaw, which kicks off the entire plot of the movie.
The dumbest, most lazy, ridiculous character flaw of any movie I've ever seen. As much as I love these movies, the whole chicken bullshit is that it angers me every time. Because I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then the first time was like, what'd you call me? Did you call me a chicken? And it's like, Jesus. I mean, this kid went through so much. He's got a good heart. All this crap. But
yeah.
his Achilles heel is being called a chicken?
Yeah, the other thing, too, is that this character flaw just kind of pops up.
Out of nowhere.
Like, it's like you would think that sometime in part 2 and 3, and maybe they do in 3, and I don't remember a lot of 3.
They do.
But maybe they discuss why. Like, what's the first time that happened?
Right.
Like, why is it so great? Because he has such a strong visceral reaction.
And it's just dumb. And it's so manufactured. There's nothing organic about that. They could have done that in a less obvious, stupid, generic way.
It could have been more subtle.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you call me, a chicken? What are you, Marty? Chicken?
Yeah. I know.
Zoom in
I
on
know.
his face.
And I know that it gets tied up in the third movie, but I just don't remember if they discuss why he just has such a strong reaction to it.
Well, and it's just dumb to me
Yeah.
that after everything that he had gone through,
Yeah.
that his future is derailed because he was called a chicken and he crashes that beautiful black truck he got.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that his parents were super successful. Yeah. They couldn't have gotten him out of trouble.
No.
Like they couldn't have made things better.
And he hurt his head. He was never able to be the rock star he was supposed to be.
Yeah, so instead he's stuck wearing 2 ties.
So he's just a chubby little weirdo.
He's just a weird little business peon.
The worst children.
Weirdo. Wow.
Hey, man, that was in the log line.
Yeah, chubby little hero Michael J. Fox.
Weirdo, not hero.
Sorry, chubby little weirdo Michael J. Fox plays himself 4 different ways. Yeah,
he's only a chubby weirdo.
I know.
Dad.
Sorry. Yeah. With Fox and Lloyd on board, the producers went about getting the rest of the cast back together to take advantage of a filming break that Fox was going to have with Family Ties.
Good idea.
Which is weird because he technically didn't. I tried to look deeper into the schedules because I think there was a break a little bit, but he was filming the last season of Family Ties.
Well, you're supposed to get the summer off because.
But the summer, because they started shooting in February, and he was still shooting, and we'll talk about this more later. But he was still shooting Family Ties. But then anyway, we'll discuss it more later. The math doesn't make sense, and I just don't understand what the logic was to film back to back. Anyway,
I don't know, man.
I don't want to talk about it too much because we need to talk about shit in the third one. So,
well, I do think that I don't know for sure, but in my opinion, I do think that the producers of Family Ties were a little bit sabotagey.
Yeah, but I mean,
with
at this
the whole
point,
like being in Europe during the.
But at this point, his success with the first movie and some of the movies he did after would just make people watch the show.
But it also makes him more expensive and less likely to stay on the show.
That is true.
You know, you don't want your golden goose to be too popular.
But he did anyway.
Well, because he's a Canadian.
I know.
He's a good man.
So Michael J. Fox came back as Marty McFly, but he also played Marty McFly Jr. and Marlene McFly.
Yeah.
Fox grew up in Canada, a military brat, moving constantly while his father was stationed around the country. After settling outside of Vancouver, Fox turned to acting in Canada and moved to Los Angeles in 1979.
Do you think he got bullied a lot? Because he was probably a little guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, at his height, he was 5'4.5". So,
I mean, that's probably why he's so funny.
But I'm guessing he wasn't because he was the little guy and he was funny.
Yeah.
Because he got his first major TV show in Canada at the age of 16.
Well, I mean, just because he was an actor doesn't mean he's bullied.
No, it doesn't mean he's not bullied.
But he's not bullied.
I was like, yes, you just argued my point.
He should be bullied.
I don't think he was.
Okay. We'll have to ask him.
Maybe he was called Hoser a lot. I don't know.
Hey, look here, little man.
I can't imagine Canadian bullying. It just seems weird.
Look, you're no bigger than my cruller here. Look, you pull your toque down and it'll go down to your toes, eh? You hoser. Give me all your loonies. Give me all your loonies from your lunch money. Give me them loonies. Oh, you little loony.
I don't think he was bullied.
All right.
Yeah.
I would have bullied him.
I know.
Because I'm not Canadian.
Fox was almost immediately cast in a television film in Los Angeles, Letters from Frank. He was credited as Michael Fox, but when joining SAG, someone had already registered with that name. Rather than use his middle initial, making him Michael A. Fox, he thought of Michael J. Pollard, one of his favorite actors, and used a J instead of an A.
Michael A. Fox is gross, because it makes him sound like Michael's a fox.
This is exactly in his memoir. He literally wrote, that's a little presumptuous. And also the whole Canadian thing, Michael A. Fox. He was like, there's no way I'm using that. There's no way.
I love him so much.
And he thought his middle name Andrew, he thought Andrew Fox just sounded weird.
Yeah.
So like he went with, he loved Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Which is probably another reason why him and Zemeckis got along so well.
Oh, yeah.
Because they both loved that movie.
Yeah.
But Michael J. Pollard is amazing in that movie.
He was one of my favorite character actors of all time. He was in Scrooged. He was in Tango and Cash. Listen to our Tango and Cash episode.
Oh, Tango and Cash, that's right. I think he was also in Outland, but I think it was Tango and Cash.
He was in Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
He was mostly this, hey guys, just little kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what's happening here.
But he's so good.
But so good.
Yeah.
So good at playing. It's just so sweet. He had this this sweetness about him that even in Bonnie and Clyde, which is a great, one of his best performances ever, he still has that kind of sweet innocence to him.
You just want to hold him and to make sure he's okay.
He's a big old man baby.
He is.
He just needs to be cuddled.
So good. He's so good.
Love him.
Fox's first feature film was Midnight Madness in 1980, the live-action board game ensemble movie.
What?
Mike, do you remember Midnight Madness? It was about a bunch of college students getting together. They essentially treated Los Angeles like a giant game board.
Oh, okay. I thought it was based on a board game. Okay.
No.
Now I was confused.
No. His second film was Class of 1984, released in 1982.
I remember that.
Neither of them did really well. In 1982, Fox would be cast in the role of Alex P. Keaton on the sitcom Family Ties, which would become a huge hit with Alex being the most popular character on the show.
It was funny. So Family Ties, for those who don't know or remember, there was a hippie family, and their son, Alex P. Keaton, was a huge conservative. He was
a Reaganite through and through.
Oh, and it was really funny. And he was so great at it. And he was the first time to make that type of conservative likable.
Yeah. The only time. Sorry.
It takes the charm of Michael J. Fox.
He would appear in all 176 episodes over the show's 7-year run. He would also appear in the Family Ties Vacation TV movie, which was shooting in London while Back to the Future was being released, keeping Fox from doing any press for the movie.
I need to do a rewatch of that show.
Yeah, because I honestly, I know I watched it when I was young. I mean, I was really young when it started. I was only like 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know I watched it. I remember watching the finale. But I always associate with Growing Pains.
Yeah.
And Growing Pains was such a worse show. I mean, Growing Pains was fine.
Yeah.
But it was just not the caliber of Family Ties.
But it's the same.
Yeah.
Mother, father, 3 kids.
Yeah.
Boy and 2 girls.
Thing. Yeah. But I do feel like Family Ties was a better show, and it's something that I feel like I should do a rewatch.
Well, also, Family Ties, unlike Growing Pains, didn't lead to the actress playing the oldest sister getting bulimia and anorexia for calling her fat all the time.
Yes, that too. Yeah.
So mean. That poor person, Tracy Gold, I think was her name.
Yeah, there was some badness in all that. Because wasn't that also the one with the Jonathan, whatever, the youngest kid? Was that Growing Pains?
What do you mean?
Wait. Is that the one that had Kirk Cameron on it?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. The youngest kid was gay, and he just tortured him through the entire run of the show.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was gay. He hit himself. When he was like 12, he knew he was gay. Mm-hmm. And I think he had come out to Kirk Cameron.
Bad
and Kirk
idea.
Cameron just roasted him for the entire rest of the run of the show.
Those Camerons are assholes.
Yeah, he was a dick. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio got his start on that show.
Yay.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he's fine. Anyway.
And Ellie from Last of Us.
From Last of Us, yeah.
She was the desperate, let's have a baby to save the show casting.
Womp womp. Fox followed up Back to the Future with another genre comedy, Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf was filmed in the couple of months before Back to the Future while Family Ties was taking a production hiatus due to Meredith Baxter's pregnancy, and was released on August 23rd, 1985, taking second place at the box office behind Back to the Future.
I got the 2 top movies in the world, Doc.
Can you imagine waking up that morning and being like, holy crap, 2 movies. After all the movies he tried to be in that were garbage, and then suddenly it's like, I have the 2 best movies, or 2 top movies, not best movies.
He's going back to the garbage bin pretty soon. But Teen Wolf was such a surprise, because it's so stupid.
Such a fun movie, though.
But it's so good.
It's so fun.
He's so much fun in it. It shouldn't be as fun as it is.
It is the most ridiculous, stupid movie ever.
My favorite part of the movie is his father.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's such a good dad. Because of the way I grew up, I glommed on to good dads.
Oh, yeah.
In movies and TV, and I loved him. So I was just like, man, that must be nice.
Oh, only if.
Wow, he's so supportive.
Fox then went into a string of more serious dramas with a little bit of comedy sprinkled in.
Such a bad mistake. Nobody wanted to see him like that.
I know.
He's just a little comedy guy, and I'm sorry, Michael. I mean, he's a great actor, and he was good in these movies.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to see this.
Yeah. He was in Light of Day in 1987, a musical drama written and directed by Paul Schrader, co-starring Gina Rowlands and Joan Jett in her feature film debut.
Gina Rowlands is amazing.
It received mixed reviews, but did get 3.5 stars from Roger Ebert. Oh. And Paul Schrader is amazing.
Yes.
I mean, he wrote Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Like, he's great. So I don't know. I've never seen Light of Day. I have no idea.
Paul Schrader's directing, though, is very hit or miss.
Yeah. That's very true, actually. Didn't he do Laurel Canyon? Wasn't that Paul Schrader?
I'm not sure.
There was something around that time.
You mean the one with
Lindsay
Lohan?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. He then did The Secret of My Success, also in 1987, a comedy co-starring Helen Slater.
I would put comedy in quotes.
Yeah, despite Gene Siskel calling it
staggeringly bad.
The movie would be the 7th highest grossing film of 1987, beating out RoboCop, Predator, Lethal Weapon, and Dirty Dancing.
Insane.
Which, all 4 of those movies I think of before The Secret of My Success.
Well, nobody's doing a yearly watch of Secret of My Success. No. Not even Michael J. Fox or Helen Slater.
No.
But that was just... Was that the one... Oh, was that the one with the family? And he was, like, living with the family and pretending to be somebody else?
I don't think so.
There was one like that. I don't know. There was a string of super forgettable Michael J. Fox movies.
Well, we're going through all of them right now. Bright Lights, Big City in 1988, a drama co-starring Kiefer Sutherland, Phoebe Cates, Diane Wiest, Francis Sternhagen, and Jason Robards. The movie was a box office bomb and generally derided, while Fox was applauded for playing against type.
Well, this was a very popular book at the time. And this was a time when this kind of college literature was coming out. You know, Bret Easton Ellis with his American Psycho. You know, he had Less Than Zero, Rules of Attraction, American Psycho, and then Bright Lights, Big City was kind of the same.
Yeah, in the same vein.
Yeah, like a young guy,
a lot of drugs. Like, because him and Kiefer Sutherland were doing a lot of cocaine together.
Yes.
And also in the movie, doing a lot of cocaine together. Yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm sure Kiefer Sutherland was doing a lot of cocaine.
Maybe.
I don't know. Michael J. Fox seems too milquetoast.
I don't know. I think he seems like one of those guys that's like, I can't F with my instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I've never heard of him having any sort of substance issues.
No, I don't think so. I think he liked working too much. I think he just...
Look, he had a problem with maple syrup, eh? He had too much on his flapjacks.
You know, technically, Kiefer Sutherland is Canadian, too.
Well, he doesn't act like it.
His dad was American, but he was born in Canada.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yeah. Where you're born doesn't count. I've learned that recently.
Yes.
So then he was in Casualties of War, a war drama released a couple of months before Back to the Future Part 2, directed by Brian De Palma, co-starring Sean Penn. I always forget that this was Brian De Palma.
Yeah.
The movie received mostly positive reviews, but couldn't find an audience, except for Quentin Tarantino, apparently, who calls it the greatest Vietnam War movie ever made.
We need to cover it.
I know I've seen it. I don't remember anything about it.
Well, I think it's based on a true story, but
I know it's,
but it's about this company, of Vietnam dudes, and they kidnap this woman.
Yeah, it's a true story based on, I think it's like Hill 137, where they took, not just her, I mean, in real life, it wasn't just her, it was a bunch of others, but they took them up and like raped and murdered them.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful, and I think that it was Fox's character who's the one who kind of blew the
He's got that famous line, "Hey, Sarge, I got a problem with this."
Apparently Sean Penn's really good in this.
He's great. Sean Penn's great in everything. And he's good, too. And it's, out of all of Michael J. Fox's attempts at drama, this is the best, I think.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because it's somebody... Like, it'd be easy to latch onto because it's not like they didn't, you had to be a certain someone to be in Vietnam.
Right.
Like, they just sent everybody. So it's like make more sense to be like, oh, this tiny little dude is fighting in the war, I mean,
also, it was there was such a glut of Vietnam movies at that point. It was like we went through Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so insensitive.
That was my Vietnam.
Yes, my Vietnam was the 80s Vietnam movies, and I think it was worse than Vietnam.
Awful.
12 Vietnam vets. Thank you for your
considering
service.
yesterday was Veterans Day. Yeah.
Yesterday, not today.
Oh, you're right. We only get one day.
Wouldn't have made that joke yesterday.
Yeah.
But it was a different, type of Vietnam movie.
Yeah. Yes.
And but it was not easy to watch. And Brian De Palma too is very hit or miss.
Yeah, that's true.
He's another guy that's always interesting, but he blows his wad usually on his first shot, and then everything else is just kind of like okay.
Yeah. No. I'm
Looking at you, Snake Eyes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Barf. Christopher Lloyd was recast. He was recast, or he came back.
Did I get fired?
Brown. I'm sorry. What?
Did I get fired?
Yes. He was recast as Dr. Emmett Brown. Lloyd followed up Back to the Future with another comedy classic, Clue, released in December of 1985.
I love that movie.
That is probably my second favoritist comedy of all time.
Favoritist? What's your number one favoritist?
Brain Candy.
Oh, nice.
The Kids in the Hall Brain Candy movie. The only movie I've ever literally watched twice in the theater within 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
I literally went to the last screening on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And then drove to where my brother was in college and made him come with me to the first screening the next day.
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's such a good
Yeah,
movie.
such a good movie. He then continued acting in supporting roles. He does a lot of ensemble stuff.
Yeah. Still, I mean, he was just
Yeah.
in that Wednesday show.
He was in Wednesday, yeah.
Where his head was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Barely understandable. It's like, what can we do to make Christopher Lloyd less understandable? Stick him in water. Yeah. He's already like, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I had to turn the subtitles on because I was like, I don't know what he's saying.
I understood Lurch more, and he didn't say anything.
He was in Miracles in 1986, co-starring Tom Conti, Terry Garr, and Paul Rodriguez. I don't know if you remember this movie at all.
Sort of.
It's about Tom Conti and Terry Garr are divorced, and they end up down in Mexico. There's like Christopher Lloyd plays essentially a drug runner. He's helping Paul Rodriguez. They are stealing stuff, and they fly down to Mexico, and it's weird. It looked weird. I've never seen it.
All right. Weird title for that kind of movie.
I know. It's weird. He was in Walk Like a Man in 1987, starring Howie Mandel and Cloris Leachman.
F you. F that movie. I do not like Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
I will say it. I'm sorry, all you Mandel heads. But I have
all you one Mandel head.
Howie Mandel is not only a hack. His claim to fame is blowing up a surgical glove on his head with his nose.
Well, but he had a really funny cartoon.
Yes, and then playing a baby boy, Baby Bobby or whatever.
Hey, Bobby's World, and I do little baby voices.
Plus, he hosted that briefcase
America's Got
game.
Talent?
No, well, before that, the Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
The briefcase game.
Yes, where we all had to learn how he was just. He doesn't like germs. He's a germaphobe.
No, we knew that. We knew that before. Because there's the whole thing is that he was supposed to host Double Dare.
Yeah.
And then he immediately was like, no.
Good.
Yeah.
F him. I'd want to just spray germs all over him.
Although the guy that they hired for Double Dare he's a germaphobe too. But guess who needed money?
Anyway, look. Yeah. I'm sure he's. I don't know. I saw some stuff on his clips of him and his bullshit.
He's got a really big podcast.
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he seems like such a dick on that podcast.
Yeah, and he seems like he always says the wrong thing at the wrong time all the time.
He's just an asshole. And he had this whole. I thought it was a bit, man. This whole Bill Burr and Billy Corrigan thing.
No, he just is. Yeah. Anyway, let's stop talking about Howie Mandel.
Yeah, we gave way too much time to him.
This is more that anybody's talked about Howie Mandel in 15 years.
Even Howie
except
Mandel.
for him talking about himself all the time on his podcast. Christopher Lloyd was also in Track 29 in 1988, directed by Nicholas Roeg, starring Teresa Russell, Gary Oldman, Colin Camp, Sandra Bernhard, and Seymour Cassell.
I kind of remember that. It was like a train thing?
It was a thriller. Yeah, I think it was like a crime thriller.
Well, that's the thing about Lloyd, man. He's one of those dudes who just take anything.
Oh, he worked a lot.
But you would see, but it wasn't like, he'd be in the wackiest, stupidest, most ridiculous comedy like Walk Like a Man, and then something amazing like
8 Men Out, which was in 1988, written and directed by John Sayles. Definitely not a comedy.
No.
And it's a great movie.
My favorite baseball movie, I think. It's in the top 5.
I don't know. God, I've literally never thought about. Definitely my top 5. Yeah,
It's just such an interesting
it's just
story.
a great movie,
And
yeah.
the story, it's just so interesting, you know?
I have to give a little bit of credence to Field of Dreams just because it was set in Iowa. And
Sure.
when I was growing up, nothing was set in Iowa.
I don't necessarily think that as a baseball movie.
Yeah, that's
More
true.
like I Miss My Daddy movie.
All right, that's fair. He was also in The Dream Team in 1989, co-starring Michael Keaton, Peter Boyle, and Stephen Furst.
Yes, when we all thought comedies about people in mental institutions was acceptable.
That is a huge guilty pleasure for me.
You know, they all get in a bus and go to a baseball game or something. They take like
They
a
try
field
to,
trip.
and it's but it's one of those movies that was on all the time on cable.
It's just these movies where a guy is sort of crazy. He has a breakdown or something, and then he goes in with the uber crazies, and then he's like,
yes.
just not a very sensitive depiction of mental illness.
It's really not. I mean, anyway, I think it's a really good movie. I think it's really funny. I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe there's a nostalgia sheen.
Well, we'll probably cover it.
I don't know. And so Michael Keaton and Peter Boyle, and they were both so good.
They were great.
Christopher Lloyd was pretending to essentially be the therapist the entire time, even though he was insane.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. The biggest film for Lloyd at this time was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, playing Judge Doom for Robert Zemeckis.
Again, man, such a crazy character.
So night and day from everything else I just listed.
Look, man, I was a teenager when this came out.
Yeah.
And that scene at the end of him like... when he's in the dip or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Give me nightmares.
It was freaky.
He's so good.
So good. Who Framed Roger Rabbit made $351.5 million from a $50.6 million budget, making it the second highest box office earning movie of 1988, behind Rain Man.
Okay. Okay.
Rain Man! Again.
Come on, get in the car, Ray.
Can't wait to go do my annual Rain Man viewing.
Get in the car, Ray.
Uh-oh. I don't have my underpants.
What? You don't have your underpants, Ray?
Uh-oh, I farted.
Uh-oh.
Nope, it was a poopsie.
Uh-oh, gotta change me.
Okay, no, we're just literally doing the thing we were just accusing the Dream Team of doing.
Well, I thought it was
God, we're
acceptable
horrible
now.
people. We're horrible
hypocrites.
people.
Uh-oh.
In Back to the Future Part 2, the reason that Doc Brown visits a rejuvenation clinic in the future was to keep Lloyd from having to sit in a makeup chair every day and presumably to lower the budget.
Okay, that's one easy I'll give him that because it's like, it worked.
It made sense. Lea Thompson came back as Lorraine Baines McFly.
They didn't give her a lot.
They didn't give her a lot to do, no.
But all of the women in this movie are so underwritten,
And
unfortunately.
she literally was just her monologue when she comes in and George is upside down in his weird machine. It's literally just 5 minutes of exposition.
It is. And it is just, she was so wasted because her whole character is exposition.
It was literally the only time we were watching that I completely tuned out. And I was like, oh, that's right. They're talking about the story. I need to pay attention.
Then we had the whole thing with the big fake boobs and...
I forgot to tell you that I didn't put this in, but those fake boobs that plastic or foam or whatever they did, she actually kept it.
Nice.
Because she was like, technically it was made off of my boobs, and I don't want anybody to get a hold of this. Yeah.
Good for her. I wonder if she slips those boobs in that dress she stole. She's a thief. She is a thief.
It's Howard Deutsch's favorite thing about her.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, that was awful.
But that's another thing. Like, her character was so... Honestly, I think the lack of Zemeckis really hurt this movie. I don't think Gale knows how to write women.
Oh, I agree.
Because none of the women... I mean, when you literally drug a woman and stick her in the alley because you don't know what to do with her, you are a shitty writer.
Yeah, it's not good.
That is not good writing. That is lazy.
I know. Thompson followed up Back to the Future with Space Camp, released on June 6th, 1986, co-starring Kate Capshaw, Kelly Preston, Larry B. Scott, Tate Donovan, and Joaquin Phoenix in his feature debut, being credited as Leaf Phoenix.
All right, Leaf.
His hippie-ish parents.
It's not even like Leaf, like
Leif Erikson?
Yeah,
it's just Leaf.
It's just Leaf like a
literally,
tree.
it fell off the tree.
Oh, Lord. Oh, this movie...
Make like a tree and leaf.
This movie got effed.
The movie was a marketing nightmare as they released it just 5 months after the Challenger disaster. The movie was accused of trying to exploit the disaster and made less than $10 million at the box office.
How shitty would you feel if people are like, you're exploiting the Challenger disaster?
The thing is that everything was shot way before it happened. They actually held back on the release because they were like, maybe. And everyone working on it was like, we didn't. It had nothing to do with this. Like it was, but
it needed to be shelved for a year.
It did.
A year.
Did.
Because
if not 2. I mean, it needed to go away for a while.
There needed to be a lot more distance between the tragedy of that and then us watching a bunch of kids go into space.
Because that was huge national tragedy. Like it was huge.
It's the tragedy that I probably remember the most as a kid, because I just remember all the teachers wheeling TVs and shit into the room, and we're watching it, and the silence, and the teachers crying.
I was in 2nd grade. It was the first time I saw a grown-up that weren't my parents cry.
Yeah, and you laughed and laughed.
It was a nun, so I slapped her across the face.
It's your turn to
get your shit together, woman.
Your turn to get the ruler now, Sister Jerky.
Ouch. It was sad. Honestly, it was really moving. I distinctly remember her turning and start crying. Like it was because none of us really knew what the hell was going on.
The one tiny, tiny little silver lining about that is that Big Bird wasn't on board.
Yes.
I'm being absolutely serious.
No, I know.
Because if Big Bird would have died, I mean,
it would have ruined an entire generation.
The collective drama.
Yeah.
The kids would have felt would have lasted for generations, man.
I thought you were going to say at least the silver lining is that they didn't all die immediately. They just plummeted to their death.
Well, that's the second one, because I'm a horrible human being.
We've already established we're horrible people. Okay.
The show is making us evil.
God, it's part 2, man. Part 2 is evil.
It's a curse.
She followed that up with the amazing Howard the Duck, which also could be called a disaster.
Poor lady.
Listen to our Howard the Duck episode to learn all about that terrible misstep of a movie.
Oh boy, George Lucas, whoopie-doobie.
Except for Tim Robbins is so awful in that movie.
It is the worst Tim Robbins performance. It's almost worth watching. For how, and it's insane to me that he got a second, because he was so.
And anyway, that's just,
aggressively.
That
bad.
is a taste of the Howard the Duck episode. Listen to that. You want to talk about getting dark?
Oh my God! Listen to that episode and watch that movie. And I have to say, the redemption of the Howard the Duck character has been really nice to see.
Yes, I agree.
Way to go, Seth Green.
There you go.
Way to bring him back.
There you go. 1987 brought Some Kind of Wonderful, written by John Hughes and directed by Howard Deutsch, co-starring Eric Stoltz and Mary Stuart Masterson.
The only good that came out of that movie was Deutsch and.
The movie was somewhat successful, with fairly positive reviews. Thompson and Deutsch would get married and have 2 kids who are both involved in the film industry.
Yeah.
Zoe and I think it's Margaret. Or something.
Well, Zoe's
Zoe's an actor.
Star,
bigger actor. I think the other daughter, I think she mostly does her own indie stuff.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zoe and her mom have done stuff together.
Yeah.
And she's a really fun actress. Yeah.
She's good. Yeah. I like her a lot.
Actor.
1988 saw Thompson appear in 2 movies, Casual Sex, a comedy co-starring Victoria Jackson and Andrew Dice Clay.
You definitely need to put that comedy in quotes.
Based on a Groundlings comedy sketch directed by Genevieve Robert.
That movie was so weird.
Here's the thing. Genevieve Robert is Ivan Reitman's wife, and they saw this sketch at the Groundlings, and they came to her, to the 2 writers, and said, we want to make this into a movie. And Genevieve directed it. It's the only thing she's ever directed. It was actually just called Casual Sex, and then the studio put the question mark after for some reason.
I don't even know what the sketch was, because
I don't know.
The movie is just so... all I remember about the movie is Victoria Jackson and Lea Thompson sunbathing, I think, at some point.
I don't know. It's I think it's just about young women trying to navigate Hollywood and
And quit trying to push. Just don't put Andrew Dice Clay in movies.
Yeah, don't.
Didn't we learn that lesson?
Oh, my hair.
Dickory.
Oh, God, no. Just that's, too much.
My hair. Oh, my hair.
It's when he's falling off of the Capitol Records building in The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, the stupidest movie ever made.
Oh, my God.
Where he's literally spinning in circles going, my hair. Anyway, we'll cover The Adventures of Ford Fairlane at some point.
When we get desperate.
Just know that if we ever cover The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, the show will be ending shortly
We're
after.
circling the drain, baby.
She was also in The Wizard of Loneliness that same year, starring Lucas Haas, Lance Guest, and Dylan Baker. It was a drama about Lucas Haas is actually the star.
Yeah.
About a kid that has to go live with his aunt and uncle. I think it's set during like World War II.
I vaguely remember this movie, and I remember Lucas Haas being amazing in it.
He was such a good young actor.
Oh my God. Witness?
While filming Back to the Future Part 2, the production was having a hard time finding Lorraine's original dress for the dance, of which 3 were made. Thompson then revealed that she kept one of the dresses and drove home to get it before filming.
You better go get it. No, you little thief. Stealing your dress and your boobs.
She ended up being the only cast member in the original costume from the first movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, also one of the only original cast members. No, I guess everybody. But...
No, everybody came back. Just a couple didn't. We'll finish up with everybody we're talking about right now. We'll talk about the things they did after the franchises in the next episode.
And she did a lot.
She did.
Caroline in the City.
They all do. Oh, God, such a good show. Thomas F. Wilson came back as Biff Tannen. I liked Caroline in the City. Don't give me that sourpuss look. It was one of those. It was the glut of like mid-90s sitcoms that were just kind of weird.
All these weird, like Brooke Shields had one, and she had
all
one.
those like Just Shoot Me and all that. I kind of like group all those together where they're just these kind of generic
workplace
90s
comedies, we have today. Every stupid comedy today is exactly the same. They're all
why The
workplace.
Office did so well, because it was a different take on that.
Well, now every show is The Office.
I know.
By the way,
I know.
Every single show is a documentary show.
It doesn't make any sense.
The DMV show, that medical show.
St. Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis Hospital. St. Dennis Medical or something.
Yes. It's like, come on. The Paper. It's like, come on. Can we make a sitcom that is...
Modern Family.
Modern Family?
Which really, literally had zero reason to be a documentary. Like, they never even explain it. They're just like, we're going to talk to the camera now.
Well, yeah, but at least they didn't seem... like it was, it's the only documentary aspect scene was in their talking heads. It didn't seem like they were aware that there weren't cameras. It didn't seem.
I just wanted, it would be great if at one point they turned around and they were just staring at the TV talking to it. Yeah. Anyway, regardless, Modern Family, of all those, was much better written.
Yes.
Much
and it was,
show.
it was at the nascent time of that.
Yeah.
It was just that in The Office, basically. The law that everything has to be some sort of effing documentary.
That's Hollywood, man. Mimic.
And so we can all make little winks at the camera.
So Thomas F. Wilson came back, and he played Biff, Griff, and the voice of Gertrude Tannen.
The grandma?
There's thought that Charles Fleischer may have also done the voice of the grandma. So conflicting reviews, or conflicting reports. Thank you. And reviews. Wilson followed up Back to the Future with April Fool's Day, the horror comedy.
Listen to our April Fool's Day show.
I mean, we just released it last month. There's no reason for you not to listen to it.
You probably already have like 2 or 3 times.
Hopefully, yes. Also in 1986, Wilson appeared in Let's Get Harry, starring Michael Schofling, Glenn Frey, Rick Rossovich, Ben Johnson, Mark Harmon, Gary Busey, and Robert Duvall.
I was in that.
Never seen this movie. Mark Harmon, Gary Busey, and Robert Duvall were featured on the poster despite having small parts in the film. I mean, literally, they were the top billed actors, and I think together they had maybe 10 minutes of screen time.
Well, they're the biggest acters in the thing.
Oh, what about Glenn Frey?
Oh, man.
Just kidding. Remember when they tried to make Glenn Frey an actor?
Well, he had Smuggler's Blues. He was on, I think the first thing he did was Miami Vice.
Yes.
And they did the Smuggler's Blues episode.
So this and the producers wanting to feature Mark Harmon more enraged the director, Stuart Rosenberg, who had directed Cool Hand Luke, causing him to remove his name from the film.
Well, that makes me kind of want to see it, because Cool Hand Luke is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Let's Get Harry is directed by Alan Smithy. Yeah, but Stuart Rosenberg, I mean, I'm curious. It looked like an interesting movie, but...
Good cast, mostly. Yeah. Mark Harmon's another weirdo they tried to make a star out of.
Well, this was around the time when he was declared, and part of the reason he had his name removed was because Mark Harmon was literally just in the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Oh, really?
And then before it came out, he was declared sexiest man alive by People magazine or something. Yeah, I know. I agree with that face. But because of that, the producers were like, we got to put him in more. And so then they made him go back and shoot scenes where he gets kidnapped or something. Yeah. And I'm assuming it had something to do with the plot. And Stuart Rosenberg was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And then took his name off of it. And
good for him.
Yeah.
Mark Harmon was really good. He had a
Summer School.
Summer School, and he had a really good arc on Moonlighting.
Oh, yeah.
Very important arc.
Yeah. In 1987, Wilson made an appearance in Smart Alex, written, directed, and starring Steve Odekirk, his first feature, who would eventually create Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. But he wrote a bunch of stuff. He has mostly done a lot of writing, but he did write and direct a bunch of his own stuff. The only things that he's acts in are things that he writes for himself.
Right, because he's very unattractive.
Yes. God, we are horrible people. Sorry, Steve. In 1988, Thomas F. Wilson had a small role in Action Jackson, starring Carl Weathers, Vanity, Sharon Stone, and Craig T. Nelson.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Totally. It's such a fun movie.
Again, Vanity trying to make her into an actor, and boy, oh boy, did she not have the talent.
Nope. This makes me sad. While shooting Back to the Future Part 2's hot tub scene in the alternate 1985, the heat from the hot tub would cause Wilson's makeup to slide off.
Ugh.
Yeah, gross. We'll talk more about Thomas F. Wilson next week.
You know what's really funny? I watched this little behind-the-scenes thing, and I don't know if you've noticed, but his makeup from Back to the Future to Back to the Future 2 completely changed.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at the last scene in Back to the Future, he's more like, hey, Mr. Fly, he's got kind of, he's open and he's kind of, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at 2, they gave him this Neanderthal brow.
Oh, yeah.
To make him look more evil.
Like when he was watching the time machine fly away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, even like it's just it's funny if you see a side by side comparison of the makeup. They definitely
made him look more cartoonish.
Hollow eyes and in that Cro-Magnon brow to make him seem like an idiot.
Elisabeth Shue was cast as Jennifer Parker. Claudia Wells was actually asked to reprise the role of Jennifer and was prepared to come back, but then found out that her mother had cancer.
Oh.
She opted to stay and take care of her mother, who sadly passed away in 1994.
Well, then she could have done the movie. It wasn't like she just died. She had like 6 years.
You are a horrible person.
Ruined her career for nothing.
She didn't do any acting at all for like 15 years.
Well, that's actually, look, I know I'm an asshole, but that is one of the, nicest things I've heard. I mean, I always, when people are like, F the business, family's more important.
Well, she had something we didn't talk about last week, but at an early teen years, she became like a born-again Christian.
Oh, okay.
And I think that had a big part of it of like, I need to be there for my mom.
Sure.
And take care of my mom.
Well, look, it's her mom. I mean, I think
know.
Christian or not, she'd probably be there, but she didn't miss out.
No. I mean, it's like, what, the only thing she would have been asleep in an alleyway.
Right. They gave, it's just, the one thing that she got was the seeing herself. And the over-the-top reaction from poor Elizabeth Shue. This movie just made her look like an idiot.
I know.
I feel so badly for the way Miss Shue was treated on this film.
You know what's funny, though, is that this was Elisabeth Shue. She has gone on record saying that this was her favorite film to shoot.
Because it's got a bunch of fun people. I'm not, it's just she was, drugged.
I know. She was drugged.
Drugged the entire time.
So Claudia Wells has actually owned Armani Wells, a high-end used clothing store, since 1991 in Studio City, which she still manages today, 20, 30 some years later, however long it's been.
Well,
it's actually pretty close to our Gen X headquarters.
Let's head on in and say hello.
Yeah.
Give her a card. Buy a scarf.
She does like high-end, like she dresses celebrities and stuff, but it's all like used clothing, so like it's affordable and
nice. It's called vintage, Adam.
Yeah, I just gone off what she says, what it says on the website.
Nice.
Billy Zane actually suggested Nicole Kidman to replace Claudia Wells, as they had worked together on Dead Calm, released in 1989, but Kidman was ruled out because she was too tall.
Yep. She was too tall.
Yep.
She also didn't really look much like her. Dead Calm is a great movie.
Yeah. Shue appeared in 4 movies before being cast in Back to the Future Part 2. She was in The Karate Kid in 1984, co-starring Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, and William Zabka.
That's where we all fell in love with her for the first time.
She was so adorable in that movie.
Yeah.
She was in Link in 1986, co-starring Terrence Stamp and a whole gaggle of chimpanzees.
I vaguely remember that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen this, but I love chimp movies.
Well, Jesus, there's plenty of them in the 70s and 80s, buddy.
Next year, we're doing a chimp month.
Chimp year. We could do a chimp year.
That's true, actually. She was also in Ventures in Babysitting in 1987.
Listen to our Ventures in Babysitting show.
That's such a fun movie.
It really is.
She was also in Cocktail in 1988, starring Tom Cruise. Blech. Yeah, not a good movie.
Oh, my God. That movie is so...
Aruba, Jamaica,
I'm gonna shake up these bottles and I'm going to throw them behind my back because I'm Tom Cruise.
He actually learned to do that, Jim.
Well, yeah. That was a stunt man.
I distinctly remember that was the whole marketing push, was that Tom Cruise actually did. He learned to do all that.
Well, you know what? So did Brian Brown, but everybody wasn't kissing his ass.
So did every other bartender that can do that.
When I was a bartender, when did that come out?
1988.
So I was a bartender just a few years after that.
Yeah.
And when I was in bartending school, first of all, the bartending school I went to, they didn't use liquor. They used, like, colored water and paint and weird shit.
Oh, weird.
So you never knew what your drinks tasted like. It was the stupidest thing in the world.
Dumb. Yeah.
But I remember all the MFers were trying to slip, slap, sloobity and just dropping bottles left and right, and they had to make a rule. It's like, look, there's no cocktailing in this class. The funniest thing about that is they lost my check, and then they were like, you have to give us another check, and the class was over, and I was like, good luck with that, and use the money to buy a Nintendo.
Nice, nice. Ironically, when she was cast as Jennifer, enough time had passed from the first movie that a lot of people didn't even realize it was a different actor.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, that misogyny.
It didn't help any that they literally reshot the end of the first movie, and it's a little different.
Yeah.
But it's essentially like enough time had passed to be like, oh, they just took it from the first movie.
And they look similar enough.
Yeah. Well, definitely Marty and Doc do, but like...
Well, no, I mean,
Shue and
Jennifer.
Wells.
And Wells, yeah.
Yeah, they look similar enough, yeah.
Plus, look, I mean, Jennifer didn't have much of a part in the first one either.
No, she didn't. But
She
at
was a
least she
plot
wasn't
point.
knocked out and drugged.
And left in an alley to be picked up. So it's like, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll soften the misogyny by having women cops pick them up. But we're going to put the women cops in these super tight outfits and make them sexy cops. And these sexy cops are going to bring her home. I mean, it's like all of it. Like, oh, she's just passed out in an alley. Let's not bring her to a hospital or something. Let's just take her
took her
drunk
home.
ass home.
Yeah.
Well, why? I mean, she's out.
Maybe in the future she wasn't breaking any laws. Maybe they were being nice, Jim.
Cops?
Have you heard about being nice?
I haven't heard of cops being
Maybe
nice.
in 30 years, cops are better.
Okay, well, this 10 years ago and it didn't happen.
Jeffrey Weissman was cast as George McFly. Who's Jeffrey Weissman, you ask? We'll get to that in a second.
That poor son of a bitch.
Crispin Glover was asked to reprise his role of George for the sequel. Now, there are conflicting reports. I'm going to get through this whole thing and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
There are conflicting reports from Bob Gale and Crispin Glover, but here's what I can deduce that happened. Glover had expressed displeasure with the ending of Back to the Future, complaining that the family being happier at the end was because of material gain. Mm-hmm. That really irritated Bob Gale.
Yeah.
Gale says that Glover asked for an absurd amount of money and script approval for the sequel. Glover said that he was being offered half of what Lea Thompson and Thomas F. Wilson were being offered, somewhere around $125,000 to return.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever happened, Glover did not return for the sequel. Some footage of him was to be used from the first movie, which producers had the right to, and for which Glover was paid.
Right.
With a script done that featured some of an older George McFly in the future, Gale chose to cast Jeffrey Weissman as George. To keep continuity, prosthetic pieces were created from a full-face cast that the film had created from Crispin Glover's face in the first movie for Weissman to wear during filming.
Right.
He was mostly shot in the shadows, out of focus, or upside down to mask the fact that he wasn't Crispin Glover. Weissman also did seem like he was trying to do an impression of Glover playing George McFly.
Yes.
When Glover found out that they created a mask from his likeness and that the film seemed like it was trying to imply that he was in the movie, even though he wasn't, he sued the producers. The suit was settled out of court for an estimated $750,000, and new rules were written at SAG to help protect actors and their likenesses.
Yeah, look, I did my own research on this as well. This is a big deal because I listened to Bob Gale tell his side of the story like in 2 or 3 interviews, and I listened to Crispin Glover tell his side of the story in a couple of interviews. And it seems to me that Crispin Glover, he's like, look, I was fine that they were using the footage. That's their right.
I mean, yeah, they owned that footage. They just had to pay him for it.
I was fine with recasting. They did that with Jennifer, and they reshot stuff with her.
And he wanted to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did.
And he was like, what I had a problem with, and I didn't even have a problem with them using prosthetics, but the fact that they used a cast of my face, the old guy cast, and tried to pass it off. It is so egregious if you look at some of the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Because there's an extended scene of the pizza eating scene.
Yeah.
Where Lorraine's like, okay, George, you got to come up, right? You can't get the pizza. And he's like, I don't know, Lorraine. And it was 100% an impersonation.
Yeah.
I agree with Crispin on this.
Yeah.
Because he didn't seem like he wanted anything other than, the result of this, than to protect actors and their likenesses.
Yeah.
$750,000 isn't a ton of money.
No.
He wasn't after it for the money, and he's very passionate when he talks about it, and he's like, look, I would love to let this just go to bed and not talk about it, but Bob Gale is lying about me.
Yeah.
Bob Gale is saying that I demanded the exact same money as the $2 million that Michael J. Fox got, and all of these other things, and I did not. All I wanted was a fair price.
No, he should have been paid what Lea Thompson and Thomas F. Wilson were getting paid.
And I think you're right. I think Bob Gale got a bug up his ass about him and was looking for an excuse to replace him.
Yeah.
And it made the movie suffer.
I guarantee you it was Bob Gale being butthurt about the fact that Crispin Glover didn't like how he ended the movie.
And I have a problem with him lying.
Yeah.
Well,
he knows that he was wrong.
Yes.
So he's going to lie till the end of his days.
It's bullshit. And that's why I'm less of a Gale fan than I am a Zemeckis fan, because I think Gale's got the tendrils of the suits in him.
He's a little too executive. Yeah.
He's not artist friendly.
Too businesslike. Which the irony is that if he had just paid Crispin Glover $250,000, they would have gotten away with it a lot easier.
Well, a
lot cheaper.
They should have just got him back in. And look, the guy he's like, look, I loved working on the first one. Yeah. I love working with the cast. I love working with Zemeckis.
Well, and they all loved him. They thought he was fantastic.
They're just like, he's weird, but he's weird in the greatest way.
He made the movie better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like you said, everybody unanimously said that he was the best actor in the movie.
Yeah.
The funniest guy in the movie. And it 100% suffered without him. I think that was one of the big... Because like you said, the chemistry between he and Michael J. Fox is palpable. And those are the best... My favorite scenes of the first movie are the two of them.
The whole bit in the first movie when they're like hanging up the laundry and talking, like, it's brilliant. Yeah. It's two fantastic actors acting well.
I believed he was talking to his dad.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
That's the problem with... The future scenes to me is I didn't believe them. Yeah. When you have like three Michael J. Foxes sitting around with their,
glasses, watching TV on their
fruit,
meta
please.
glasses.
Fruit, please.
Yeah.
Dad, can I have some tea? It's the clumps, man. It's just there's nothing interesting about that. It's not advancing the story.
That whole thing was there to set up the character flaw for Michael J. Fox.
And to give a little product placement for Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
But it really, this whole thing with Crispin Glover really bugs me because I think it also really hurt his career.
Yeah. People, unfortunately, the studio was able to make him look like the asshole.
Yep.
And that hurt his career.
Yeah.
It definitely did, because it was like they painted him out to be this like
pretentious
greedy actor that was like, I'm better than I am.
Yeah, I know best about the script, and I want more money than Michael J. Fox.
If you know anything about Crispin Glover, he is not that.
He's a consummate artist.
He wants to do big movies so he can do the stuff that he knows is not going to sell.
But he also he has fun. He has been so misunderstood and so misrepresented. It's a tragedy. And that guy should have had such a bigger career.
He's so good.
And to this day, he's still great.
Yeah, listen to our River's Edge episode, because he's so good in that.
That is just that is a groundbreaking, star-making performance.
Yeah. And
it's just this Bob Gale, Crispin Glover bullshit really effed up the movie for me, and
it had bigger ripples than that, because he wasn't in it. They had a whole thing with him in the alternate 1985. They had to cut all that and rewrite it because they couldn't have Crispin Glover in. They didn't want to keep doing the makeup, and they couldn't make Jeffrey Weissman look like him in 1985.
Well, it also makes it so much darker that Biff murders him to marry his. I mean, that's not part of the fun of the first one.
So dark. This movie is so much darker and messed up, which I mean, honestly, I don't mind, because it's the middle. It's like Empire Strikes Back. Sure. It gets dark. It gets heavy.
I get it.
It's heavy, man.
But it's heavy. But I agree, but I also think it's forced heaviness because they didn't get what they needed to make a good story. A better story.
I feel like they were they painted themselves into a corner.
Many corners.
And it was irony, though, is that you brought up the Pizza Hut thing. They actually had a Pizza Hut kitchen on set so that when they pulled it out, it was always a fresh, hot pizza pie.
Ooh.
Like, they did it so many times. They made so many pizzas. Yeah.
That would have been the greatest day to be a PA.
Greatest day.
Because you're bringing home 10 pizzas.
Yeah.
You're eating for... That's my favorite thing of production is bringing home the food.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, so it sucks, but at the end of the day, the positives from it is that the studio and the production messed up.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done what they did, and now future actors are more protected because of Crispin Glover.
He jumped on a grenade, baby.
Yeah.
He sacrificed himself for actors, and I will always respect him for that.
Mad respect.
And the story, I think, is leaning more towards him now. You know?
Yeah.
I think people are...
Yeah.
Or bounce back and are like, F the studio, F Bob Gale.
Yeah. Like
this guy got the shaft.
It was bad. I mean, because at the end of the day, no matter what led to it, they should not have done, this production should not have done what they did.
I thought Crispin Glover was an a-hole because of all of this, because of the way it was reported.
Well, between this and honestly the David Letterman thing, he got a little weird.
Oh yeah,
but
he's eccentric as
it's eccentric,
F.
yeah.
But
he was playing a character.
Yes.
Like that was the thing, is he was just deep into the character.
He also, him talking about the David Letterman thing is really interesting too, because he wasn't trying to be an a-hole, he was just trying to do something. He's a weird guy who doesn't know how to assimilate sometimes in situations.
He at some point we'll cover Ruben and Ed and talk about that. But he's just an eccentric, weird dude.
Yeah.
But he seems like a really nice, loving guy.
Yes, and he is an amazing artist.
Yeah. I mean, he really is. So Weissman, to his credit, has a long resume, appearing in some films like
Twilight Zone the movie, Johnny Dangerously, Pale Rider, Basketball, The Stand miniseries, Dallas, and Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, he also does a lot of teaching.
The original Stand.
The Stand, the
ABC.
90s. Yeah. Not the new one.
Newest one.
No, but he apparently does a lot of acting, coaching, and teaching and stuff. And he's been around for a long time. It's just we're not going to talk a lot about him because he was essentially pretending to be somebody else in the movie. So
well, and he's one of those guys. You recognize him right away. He's a character actor that's been around forever.
James Tolkien, Billy Zane, Casey Schmishko.
I want to just do movies with him in it so I can hear your different pronunciation.
I don't know how to say his name.
Shmishko.
I think I say it right in the 3 o'clock high episode. Samashko. Okay, I'm going to do it again. James Tolkien, Billy Zane, Casey Samashko, and J.J. Cohen all reprise their roles from the first movie. Billy Zane actually has a couple lines this time.
He does.
It's crazy.
Yeah, good for him.
The real irony is of the four of them, Billy Zane was the one who'd become the most notable star with the release of Dead Calm in 1989.
True that.
He didn't need to come back, but he chose to. He really enjoyed working on the movies.
Well, you don't say no to Spielberg and Zemeckis.
God, no. Do you want to come back to the sequel of the highest-grossing movie in 1985?
No, I'm going to be difficult and make sure that you never work with me again.
I'm sitting around till I get Titanic. Griff's gang includes Ricky Dean Logan as Data, Darlene Vogel as Spike, and Jason Scott Lee as Whitey.
He was in Dragon.
Yeah.
He played Bruce Lee.
Oh, he played Bruce Lee, and that's what it is, yeah.
Soldier, Lilo and Stitch, Mulan.
They called him Whitey, and that was, he's Asian.
Yeah,
Come on. So apparently everyone's still racist as hell in 2015.
Of course. I just wanted to point out really quickly, before we move on, that the scenes with James Tolkien, so great. The one thing that this movie did was expand his character and give us a little bit more insight into who he is with drinking the whiskey and
totally. Like him being the in between. Yeah.
Just he hates his job and hates kids. He just wants to get out of there.
Speaking of the whiskey, it was also interesting the end where he sees Biff. Marty sees Biff pouring the whiskey into the punch.
Yeah.
Technically, it could be explained that part of the reason that George had more courage was because he was drinking the punch and got a little hammered.
Ooh.
And Bob Gale has come out and said, we never intended that, but it happened.
I like that. I think you're right.
So Darlene Vogel, who played Spike, one of Griff's gang members, her stunt double was actually pretty badly hurt during the hoverboard chase scene.
Oh my God, dude! When you pointed this out and I saw it,
yeah,
my testicles went shloop.
Yeah, if you watch, you can see her hitting a column on the left side, which she wasn't supposed to. And when the camera cuts to the inside of the city hall, you can actually see her hit the ground. That was after she fell 30 feet.
She hit that ground so effing hard, and the hit on the column was not that great either.
No, it was bad. It went off track. She was supposed to go through the window like the other two, and it didn't work, and they just didn't reshoot it.
Yeah. I wonder if she was in the hospital. Oh, she broke it. She must have broken it.
She was hurt pretty badly. I mean,
looks like it.
Yeah, but she lived, and she's fine, and she did.
Yeah, but a dead drop from 30 feet into
bad.
concrete is not
bad
fun.
No, it's not. Flea appears as Needles, the catalyst for Marty's obsession for being called a chicken. Apparently, Flea was on a tour overseas when he got the call to be in the movie, so he flew out to L.A., shot for less than a day, and then flew back.
I love Flea. I think actually Flea's a pretty good actor, too.
Yeah.
It just was distracting.
He doesn't remember much of the shooting, but he does remember that he lost a sweater on the flight there.
It sounds like him so much. Well, you play naked all the time, man. What do you need a sweater for?
James Ishida plays Marty's boss in 2015. He's had bit parts in a ton of movies, including
Black Rain, Predator 2, The Next Karate Kid, Strange Days, Showgirls, Dunstan Checks In, and Armageddon.
Yeah, he, unfortunately, during most of the 90s, just played a lot of Asian characters.
Listen to our Armageddon show.
Yeah.
Did we do an Armageddon show? Yeah, we did.
We did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did we? Yeah. We did, yeah.
It was either Haterade or...
I think it was my
America
favorite
F,
or favorites. Or something. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, listen to our Armageddon show. Donald Fullove plays Mayor Goldie Wilson's grandson, who was a hovercar salesman. He played Mary Goldie Wilson in the first movie.
Yeah, he was just relegated to one line on a billboard.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
And it was awful.
Hey, you get to work when you can. Elijah Wood makes his feature film debut as one of the kids playing Wild Gunman in the 80s cafe.
You recognize him because he's the exact same height he is now.
He looks exactly the same. He has not aged a day.
Aged or grown or anything.
No, he's exactly the same.
He's a tiny little hobbit.
Ironically, Wild Gunman was a Nintendo release for the NES and never had its own dedicated cabinet. Ooh. So this was actually a lie.
This is a house of lies you're spinning, Mr.
Zemeckis?
Mr. Bob.
Mr. Bob. The funny thing is that the graphics shown from the game, or the graphics shown in the cabinet, are not from the game and look much worse than the actual gameplay in Wild Gunman.
Yeah, they never portrayed video games very well.
Yeah.
If you were a gamer, you were always like,
no, that's not correct. Oh, that's not what it looks
Pushing up my glasses.
That's not an arcade machine, Mr. Gale.
It did. I don't know if you remember the NES cabinets where they had like multiple games in the cabinets. It was in one of those. So sometimes there was a gun that would be in the NES cabinets.
Nice.
Anyway, Al White plays the homeowner in alternate 1985 when Marty thinks it's his house. Which is a fantastic scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Marty goes into a underage girl's bedroom.
Yeah, well, he thinks it's his room.
I know.
Al White may look familiar as one of the Jive-talking brothers in Airplane and Airplane 2, the sequel.
Yes, with Barbara Billingsley being the translator. Nothing like Beaver's mom talking jive.
It was great. Charles Fleischer appears as a mechanic in 2015 and then as a younger version of himself in 1955, fixing and cleaning Biff's car.
I used to run into him at Whole Foods all the time.
Really?
He has the worst hunchback. He's like a hunchback.
Oh, wow.
I feel so. He must have like spinal bifida or something.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could see it here. It's already
He's
starting.
kind of hunching. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is like 10 years ago.
I never realized, all the times I've seen this movie, I never realized that mechanic in 2015 and the one in 1955 were supposed to be the same guy.
Yeah.
I never put that together.
Yeah, neither did I. Yeah. Well, it's also, they don't do anything to really relate the two.
No. Fleischer was the voice of Roger Rabbit. He had worked with Zemeckis on Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Please.
Yeah, that one. They spent 2 years building the feature set for 2015. Production designer Rick Carter was not given a script for what he had to build for the feature, as it wasn't written yet, just knowing that it was 30 years in the future and that there would be hoverboards.
All right, go!
He opted to not go with the Blade Runner type smoke and chrome and make the future more shiny and pastel like the 80s.
That was a very good call for this movie.
It was a smart choice.
Because when this movie gets dark and gritty, it loses its way.
Yeah.
You need that.
Almost immediately. It's like, oh, what is going on?
It's just, it feels
gross.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think that was kind of the impression.
I get it, but that's kind of not the vibe for your Back to the Future movies.
That's the world that you live in when you base your bad guy on Donald Trump.
That's crazy.
Which I totally forgot to put in this. But Donald Trump did, for the character of Biff in the alternate 1985, he did inform how they wrote the character.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now we're seeing what it's like to have Biff in charge.
Gross. The aging in the movie was a closely guarded secret, with the actors spending upwards of 4 hours in the makeup chair to make them look aged. For most of this production, Fox was again pulling daytimes at Family Ties and then shooting the sequel at night. Back to the Future Part 2 was a milestone in special effects making, with ILM using their VistaGlide system for the first time.
Yeah.
The system allowed for digital composition while moving the camera, which up to this point was almost impossible.
It really was groundbreaking. I mean,
it looked seamless.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So for people that don't know, digital composition, when you had two characters talk to each other, 99.9% of the time, you had to have the camera be still.
Yeah.
Because the only way to get two actors to talk to each other was to composite them against each other.
You basically cut the frame in half. And you glue the frame of one scene to the frame of another scene, and that's how you get two of the same folks.
And if it was camera was moving, it would be much more difficult to make it look seamless.
Yeah.
To make it look like they were together.
Yeah.
Like somebody would always have a hue about them, or like the green outline, because they're on a green screen or whatever.
And there'd just be weird herky-jerkies or something.
It would just not be good. I mean, people tried it and it just didn't always work.
Right.
But the VistaGlide system was incredible because it allowed the camera to move. They essentially had, I want to say, I'm assuming it was computerized, where it would allow the camera to move and stop and then redo the entire thing again with a different actor.
The amount of technology and advancement that ILM was doing at this time, between like 1979 and 1990, I mean, even today, but that was really when ILM took it up notch after notch after notch after notch, to the point where it's like, oh my God, dinosaurs.
Yeah. The show? Yeah.
No.
Dinosaurs the show.
No, Jurassic Park.
Oh, you mean Jurassic
film.
Park. Okay, not the show. Okay.
I'm the baby.
So this system allowed the actors to interact with each other, or the actor to interact with himself, or their self.
Yeah.
The biggest part in this was when Michael J. Fox was essentially playing, I think, 4 characters.
Yeah.
Between Marty Jr., Marty, Marlene, and then the Marty from 1985.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the most impressive uses of that is when Marty is going past the car in the 1955 part, where he and Lorraine are doing their thing in the car, and he's sliding underneath it, and then the camera. It
looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looked great, and the whole thing with Biff talking to himself in the car, like it's so believable.
Really,
they were able to get having the hand pass the thing. There were so many times it just worked really well.
Yeah, and again. Now it's like, oh, well, they can do anything.
Now they do it for TV shows, and you're just like, whatever.
Yeah, they do it for local car commercials. Yeah. But it was so astounding at the time. It was really groundbreaking.
And honestly, the Blu-ray rewatch, it looked amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It looked really crisp and clean. And
you could see a little bit.
I think there was only one time where I was like, ooh,
yeah.
that wasn't very good.
Yeah, the compositing was a little weird in the car thing that I talked about. Just the shot of Michael J. Fox. They look a little bit projected.
Yeah,
but still, it's like
it was good. Yeah, the Jaws 19 holographic shark was literally the first pass for the special effect, with Zemeckis liking the janky look, so he just went with it.
That is great. But why would you be scared?
Yeah,
Michael J.
Fox. Because he's a chicken.
What did you call me?
He really is a chicken.
Oh, that's it. We're gonna fight.
In some behind-the-scenes footage, Zemeckis joked that the hoverboards were real. This actually came out before the movie came out, so this led to a demand for hoverboards at toy stores, not realizing that it was a joke, because people be dumb.
People be dumb. We've been looking for these damn hoverboards for 20-something. We've been promised these hoverboards and these self-lacing shoes for 30 years.
Yeah.
Where are they?
40 years now.
40 years.
Yeah.
40 years.
On the 30th anniversary Blu-ray release of the Back to the Future trilogy, there's a short film called Back to the Future, Doc Brown Saves the World. In the movie, Doc tapes a video message explaining that he traveled to the 2040s in a rebuilt DeLorean and discovered that inventions such as the hoverboard and dehydrated food will cause people to become massively overweight.
Why the hoverboard?
Because they don't exercise anymore?
Well, you still got to. It's a skateboard without wheels.
Look, it doesn't matter.
F you, Doc Brown.
Even worse, a simultaneous glitch in every nuclear Mr. Fusion device on the planet will cause a nuclear holocaust that decimates the world's population.
You need a product recall for that.
Talk about dark. Woo. He subsequently travels back in time and successfully prevents such dangerous devices from ever being invented, thus explaining why the future 2015, as seen in this movie, did not come true in reality. So the reason we don't have hoverboards is because of Doc Brown.
Ah, he's an idiot. I hate him.
Yeah.
I want them.
The film was released on November 22nd, 1989, the day before Thanksgiving. Against Zemeckis' wishes, the film was marketed as a standalone movie.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. When we saw that movie and saw the to be continued, we were pissed.
I didn't have that experience with this movie, but when I saw the first sequel for Pirates of the Caribbean,
oh yeah,
I did not know that it was a 2-movie experience that wasn't going to happen for another year.
Yeah.
And when the end of that movie came, oh my God, I so angrily got up and ran out of the theater. I was so mad.
Well, we all were kind of geared toward that because of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
I just remember watching Empire Strikes Back and being like, this movie's on for 4 hours. They're not going to wrap this up. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to happen Han Solo.
That was 2 hours and 20 minutes into the Pirates of the Caribbean 2. I was like, there's no third act. What is going on? Yeah. Anyway, the producers thought this that marketing as a standalone movie would kill some of the box office, as word of mouth from it being unfinished, quote unquote unfinished, would cause people to not see the film. This was partially true, as the opening weekend broke the Thanksgiving record by earning $43 million over the 5-day weekend, beating Rocky IV's record in 1985.
I must break you.
Yeah, well, he got broken.
He did.
But
that was when Rocky fights Russia.
The next weekend, box office sales dropped 56%, earning only $12.1 million, but was still number one.
I think part of it, too, was word of mouth that it wasn't as good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
No, and that's true. It would end up earning $332 million, making it the third highest grossing film of the year, behind Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Batman.
Ooh, 2 amazing movies.
Yeah. The film received mixed reviews, but were still mostly positive. Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars. Ebert criticized it for lacking the
genuine power of the original,
but praised it for its slapstick humor and the hoverboard in its chase sequence. Jonathan Rosenbaum gave the film a negative review, criticizing Zemeckis and Gale for turning the characters into
strident geeks
and for making the frenetic action formulaic. He believed that it contained
rampant misogyny
because the character of Jennifer Parker
is knocked unconscious early on so she won't interfere with the little boy games.
He is so not wrong.
But he could have said it in a less annoying
very
way.
mean the way he says it. But he's right. I mean, he's right.
He's absolutely right. That is the laziest, most awful, misogynistic dealing with a character that I think I've ever seen. And this is in the 80s.
He also, Jonathan, I just want to point out, Jonathan Rosenbaum was one of the only critics to point out the fact that Michael J. Fox playing a woman was bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it was a misstep on their part.
Well, it just wasn't needed.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, let's put him in a dress.
Although he was good as Marlene.
He was fine. He was
Dad.
Dad.
He just kind of reminded me of all the Kids in the Hall guys playing women.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bob Gale later said the movie received a mixed reception from audiences because of the dark aspect of the story.
They were absolutely surprised by it. The whole 1985 stuff. We went places the audience was not ready to go. This is some of my favorite stuff in the whole trilogy.
Yeah. It was nominated in 1990 for an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, but it lost to The Abyss, unfortunately.
The Abyss definitely deserved to win.
No, I agree. I mean, The Abyss was groundbreaking.
Plus, it's ILM versus ILM, which was every...
It's a win-win situation!
Well, that's all Academy Awards from, 1977 to 2000 was just ILM against ILM.
It was just different teams fighting each other.
Yes.
They would, at the yearly Christmas parties, they would have rumbles of the different special effects team. They would fight it out.
Oh yeah, I was there when I was working there. You'd throw down your money. It'd be like, I'll put my bonus on. I'm putting my bonus on The Abyss.
So that's all I really got for part 2. The production was insane because they shot this for 4.5 months and then took 3 weeks off and then just immediately started shooting part 3.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that next week. And how Robert Zemeckis almost killed himself from overworking himself.
Jeez, well, that guy doesn't stop.
No.
There's some deleted scenes that I just wanted to mention real quick. That there was one deleted scene because you said that Brindy Jo Sperber was pregnant.
She was pregnant. They had written in that they both were in the alternate 1985, her and her brother, Dave. Dave and, I don't remember her name, Francine, Margaret, or something.
I don't know. Well, they did have a scene with the brother.
They shot his stuff.
And I watched it, and it was just so good that they cut it out.
Yeah.
Because he's just this drunken loser who gets kicked out of the casino, gives a bunch of exposition.
Of course.
and he's like, where's Mom? Where's Mom and Dad? He's like, Dad, how dare you? I didn't know you were talking to Mom. And he just walks off, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. That's pointless.
And then there was a scene, because you had mentioned the problem with the cane breaking.
Oh, yeah. I again meant to put that in. The whole bit where after Biff steals the time machine and comes back, when he comes out.
After giving the
almanac.
The sports almanac.
The almanac.
Almanac.
Yeah. He gives the almanac to his younger self, and he comes back, and he breaks the cane, but he's like got this weird, like he's like writhing, and like it seems like he's in pain.
Yeah, so they
never explain that.
Well, that's because the extended scene,
yeah,
he goes and he falls behind a car, dog comes, and they're like, oh, come on, Einstein. And then as they're flying off, he's like, and he falls down and he fades away.
He disappears. Because giving the almanac to himself caused him to no longer exist.
Which they should have kept that, I think.
I agree.
That's one scene I don't know why they cut out.
It would have been maybe it was too dark.
I mean, look, he basically threatens to murder everybody.
I mean, look,
I'll go kill you with the same gun I killed your dad.
I feel like it would have been good for the story because it deepens the mythology, of like how it works.
Well, I also want to mention that because, I gave Thomas Wilson some crap for Griff.
For Griff, yeah.
The scenes between old Biff and young Biff are brilliant.
Amazing.
Some of my favorite scenes in the movie because the fact... Because I kind of relate. You're a lot smarter when you're older. And could you imagine having to deal with your 17-year-old self, especially if you're Biff, and dealing with that butthead, and that dumbass.
Could you quit saying stuff like that? You sound like an idiot.
Make like a tree and get out of here. It's Leaf, you moron.
That whole sequence is phenomenal.
So good, and. I also, the whole hoverboard trying to get the almanac at the car thing really bugs me because Biff doesn't use his rearview mirror ever until that one shot where he needs to.
Yeah. There's so many times where it's like nobody in this world has peripheral vision, apparently.
Or awareness, spatial awareness.
Yeah. There's too many times where it's like, come on.
That's the problem with this movie for me. Or at least it was... much more so back in the day. Because the first movie is so good, you don't even think about that shit.
No, you don't think about the fact that he's making out with his mom.
Right. Or you don't, of like, how does this picture start fading? Just little niggling bullshit that doesn't mean anything. The movie is so good that you don't care. I never once dissected that movie, but...
It makes you believe it. It just tells it and then you believe it, and that's it.
And you are... welcoming being washed away in this story, and you don't want to ruin it. You just want to experience it because it's pure joy and it's a perfect movie. The problem is you go from this perfect movie to this mishmash of missteps and unfortunate circumstances where they couldn't tell the story that they want to tell.
Right.
And I do believe that they did the best job they could with what they had.
Yeah, totally.
But unfortunately, because the movie isn't as good, then you do start paying attention to these little things.
Right.
And you do start dissecting it and pulling it apart because it's, again, it makes what I believe is the cardinal sin of most sequels, and especially back in the 80s and 90s, which is bigger is not always better.
Yeah. More complicated doesn't mean equal better.
Especially when you're coming from a very small movie about a family.
Right.
And then you expand it not just to the family, but to the world.
Yeah.
And then you add this just ridiculous character flaw that they could have come up with something a little more clever.
Agreed.
But again, I will say I really did enjoy this movie. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
I love this movie, but I love time travel.
Yes.
So, like, I love the aspect of jumping around and doing all stuff. Also, I did point out that this is the only movie where Marty doesn't actually drive the time machine at all.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he doesn't do any of it.
Well, also, if I saw this movie at 9 rather than 18, it would have been a completely different
of course.
experience. I get it. I mean, stuff that we see as kids, it's just embedded in our brain.
Yeah.
You were just had horrible taste. No.
And it opened up the idea of the time travel. Like, it kind of, peeled back the onion a little bit with the time travel aspect and, like, the whole changing things.
Yeah.
Which we talked about yesterday, but it was like, I just love the fact that the moral of the movie is, if you're a bad guy, you don't get to do any time travel changing. But if you're a good guy, you do.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But I'm also curious, after seeing the third one, to judge it as a trilogy.
Yeah.
Basically one film, because it seems like we have Act 1, Act 2, and then Act 3.
Yeah.
The second movie, and, most movies, Act 2 is a drag.
That's true. I mean, because it's generally the most exposition, the most setup, the most, kind of slogging through. Look at Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Just such a boring movie.
It's just like, why don't they just get to them fighting?
Oh, I just want Darth Vader to kill him.
Yeah. But I do love this movie, and I love the aspects. It is a very flawed movie.
Sure.
It is not a perfect movie.
But it's also a movie that, because the first movie is so good, it's going to be judged harsher.
Yeah.
I'm going to judge this movie harsher than I will other movies, because I hold the original in such high regard.
Yeah.
That, it seemed to me that the two Bobs were forced to make a sequel.
Yes.
I don't think Zemeckis was too into making the sequel, because he's just like, F it, I'm going to go to do my...
Well, he was very busy.
Do my Roger Rabbit.
Couldn't give the time he needed to give this movie.
I think Gale really wanted to make the sequel.
Yeah.
And I think probably for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And without Zemeckis' input, the movie suffered.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But not to the point where it's a bad movie at all.
No, it's still a good movie. It's just, it's hard to compare it to the original.
It is. And it's also easy to criticize and to pick apart. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah.
But still, Michael J. Fox is impeccable. Even, all of the... He plays so many parts. The funniest thing is a lot of the deleted scenes, because there's also a deleted scene where he goes to the high school and it's all burnt down and on fire. But in all these deleted scenes, they're all quiet, and it's all him doing... making that face.
Yeah, the shocked face.
Yeah, and then doing a 360 and then walking out of frame. And it's always the same expression, the same movement. It's just like him reacting to green screen or whatever.
Yeah.
And not that he was bad, but it was just funny that I would say 90% of what I saw should have been cut out. They should have kept in the
Biff.
The Biff thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, I think if they didn't have to deal with Jennifer in such a horrible way, and if they had Crispin Glover back, it would have been a much better movie. And you had Zemeckis involved in the script, the pre-production, we would have had a much more satisfying sequel. But we got what we got, and it ain't too bad.
But also, this allowed them, and I think part of the reason, and we'll talk about this more next week, but I think part of the thing with them doing the back-to-back movies was because they were like, we're going to do this, and then we're done.
Definitely.
And I think that it allowed Zemeckis to do the thing he really wanted to do, which is make a Western.
Yep. Yeah. And that's why I'm excited. I love Westerns, and and I think, I don't know, was he more involved in the script of the third one, or was he still...
Not really.
Because it was kind of written
at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Because they literally, between the end of shooting part 2 and part 3 was 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he was working on post for part 2, which he continued to do through part 3 while shooting part 3. And it is insane, and we'll talk about it more next week.
Making movies is hard business. And, there's a reason why a lot of these guys go to the hospital for exhaustion.
Oh, I don't know how he survived it.
I don't know. Honestly. You got to drink a lot of water. That's my advice. Stay hydrated, people.
All right, we'll be back next week, cover part 3, wrap up our Back to the Futures month.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill you with the same gun I killed your father with, Marty. No, please don't.
No. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Robert Rabbit?
Rabbit.
I mean, they could have done that in a less. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Battlestar Galactica, already in progress.